Hi, guys. Thank you so much, John, for introducing my dad and I. I'm Bella, and on the screen next to me is my dad, Mark. And we're super excited to be a part of the Bright Stars Bedtime Stories presented by M&T Bank. I think Easter seals is so important to my family and me, and especially to my dad, who grew up with a brother with cerebral palsy. And I know my dad has a story about his childhood and growing up and supporting the Easter seals.
Well, thanks, Bella. And I too would like to thank M&T Bank for sponsoring Bright Stars Bedtime Stories. And it truly is a bedtime story for Bella. She is in Spain, so it's 6 hours later. It's past midnight. So hopefully, are you going to be able to stay up, Bella?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm excited about this book, so.
Well, when I was younger, my brother Christopher was born with cerebral palsy. And an annual event in Phoenix, Arizona, where I grew up, was the fundraiser for Easter seals. And what we did is we went around the neighborhood and we asked our neighbors to donate some amount per mile that we rode our bike. And there was a course in Tempe, Arizona, that was all set for riders. And myself, my sister, many of my friends would get pledges, and then we would ride our bikes for Easter seals. And my mom would push Christopher in his wheelchair along the route. And one year my bike broke down. So I had a 10-mile bike ride. And in the first mile, I had a flat tire. So I had to push my bike for 10 miles, but it was worth it.
Hi, I'm Vashonda Arrington. So I'll be reading Piece It Together, written by Kyle Arrington, for you all tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. So piece it together. You're ready to play and have a good time, but you remember sharing is caring. So you grab yours and I'll grab mine. So a light bulb goes off. As much joy as this brings, it could be even better. Let's combine what we have and piece it together.
And so this photo, we have our collaboration. Our main characters, Chloe and Chase, got together with all the pieces that they have, and just made a great design. So this is like a go-kart. Yeah, so it's like a little go-kart that they came up with and made, and that they both can enjoy and have fun with. And so, pretty much the moral, like I said, that we wanted to convey is, individually they could have put together some great, some pretty awesome things, but together, we really feel like we are just powerful beyond measure.
And if I can read, you can too. See, I have a scenario. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. If one man can read, so can another one. So do it. Do it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do.
Tommy, age 3, wants to know why I'm in a wheelchair. Such a good question. So I was injured when I was 2 years old in a car accident, and I can't use my legs to walk around. So I use a wheelchair to get around, and I love my wheels. They are so fast, like I can go super fast. And my wheelchair fits so perfectly, and I'm gonna do a little spin for you, because one of my favorite parts of moving on wheels is how I can move so smooth. And I sort of think that the dancing is even more fun on wheels. Thanks for asking, Tommy.
So my next question is, what is my platform and what message do I want to share with children and adults? So a platform is something that I get to advocate for during my year of service. And for my year as Miss America's Outstanding Teen, I chose to talk about voter registration. And especially I talk about it for elementary and middle school age children. So I've been able to go to a lot of schools across our country and speak to young kids about basically what it means to share your voice and to be an involved citizen, which I know can kind of be a hard topic to grasp, but I love putting it in the context of things like, if you're in class and your teacher asks you, okay, we're going to take a poll, who wants 60-minute recesses and who wants 30-minute recesses? Of course, you're going to raise your hand. You're going to participate in that poll, right? You're going to say, I want 60-minute recesses. And that's just what voting is. Voting is the same thing. It's making sure that your voice is heard when it comes to matters and issues in our country. And so I love telling kids about that and telling them that their voices are so important and their opinions are so important and that they matter. And so it starts at a young age. It starts with them knowing, okay, so when I raise my hand in class to take this poll about recess, my vote counts in that. My one vote says, okay, we have one more person who wants 60-minute recess, and that could totally change the outcome of that poll, right? And that's just what voting is.
Question from Corey. What is your least favorite team workout? No question, running. Think about it. Okay, you guys have watched a lot, and I'm serious. Think to yourself, you watched a lot of Washington football team games. How many times have you seen me run? How many times have you been like, oh, there's Tress, he's running. You don't. So when I have to work out and I have to run, not a fan. I get tired. I don't want to be tired. My legs get tired, then it's tough to punt. I know I don't sound too tough right now, but I used to run whenever I would play linebacker, or if I was playing wide receiver, or if I was in baseball season, I would run and I would work out. But right now, I'm 30 years old. I have 3 kids. I don't run that much, so I don't want to run in workouts. So without a doubt, when we have team running days, I'm just, I told you my parents taught us to have a good attitude. I don't have the best attitude those days. I just don't. I'm not a huge running fan.
What's your favorite thing about playing football? My favorite part about playing football is all of the hard work that you put in, you get a chance to see it come to light on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, or whatever day it is that you play. So I always love the hard work of football because that's the time that it shows the time that you put in. So why did I start the 53 Families Dinner? Great. I started the 53 Families Foundation because at one point in my life, when I was probably actually 12, 13 years old, I was homeless. And the Salvation Army was the organization that took myself and took my family in. And I wanted to repay the Salvation Army whenever I had a chance to give back. That's why I started in college, giving back. And then I was blessed to go to the NFL to then continue to give back on a higher platform. So that's why I started it. And that's why it's important, because I know that the holidays are the biggest time to share with your family, to share in that experience of sharing stories and creating new memories. And the holidays are born for creating new memories. And that's why that's important to me. Great question.
Spike, do you have tips for my 3-year-old to eat more than just pasta? What I do with Ace is I really, instead of just put food in front of him and with the idea of having him eat it, I make it a little bit more fun and interactive. So for instance, if I'm going to steam some broccoli or something of that sort, I'll give, I gave Ace the raw broccoli in its whole form, and he would play with it, get this, kind of see it. And then I would tear it apart in front of him and fabricate it to see how it falls apart. And then I would steam it and then show him how bright it is and how it got color. So the cool thing about food is that you have so many different textures and colors at different points of when it's cooked up to play with. It's fun to kind of get them involved in it. And even if you have a garden, right? One of the things I learned with Ace was just by simply planting some basil and some parsley and some tomatoes, some cucumbers, and just having him see the process of seed into dirt, get his hands dirty. Even at 3 years old, who doesn't like to play with dirt? And then watering it and seeing it sprout. Don't try to just make food a necessity. try to make it something that's a lot more fun and interactive.
Is it hard to be a ballerina? Yes. Very hard work. And you have to push yourself every day like an athlete, an athlete does, pushes themselves to their physical limits. And then you're also an artist. So you're constantly using your imagination and exploring feelings and sharing them and making yourself vulnerable. And in order to do that, you have to be very strong. And then you also have to, in some instances, be an actor. And so you have to make a story come to life with no words, just your body as your instrument and your imagination and your energy. So it is hard, but if it's something that you love to do, it's the greatest gift.
What's your favorite part of your job, and what can we do to support and make your job more enjoyable?
So today, there was an 8-year-old who didn't listen to his teachers and walked out of the school and got lost. So then all the officers created a perimeter and then started circulating. We got the canine dog out, and in the end, we were able to locate the kid at a store buying something. I think what can help is if you see an officer, just wave to them. You can come up and say hi to us. We're all just fathers and moms and brothers and sisters. We're all just people. So don't be afraid to come say hi.
It's great to be able to talk to the community. So don't be afraid to come up and ask us questions about what we do, because it may be something that you're interested in doing. It's truly an honor to be able to do this and serve all of you.
Oh, I love that. And thank you for your service too. You're an incredible woman. We're happy to have you here tonight for sure. All right, Dr. Sanfuentes, I'm coming to you. What is most your favorite part about your job? And what can we all do to help? Be more careful.
Right. So that's easy. My favorite part is helping people feel better. That's my favorite part. There are 4 things that everyone can do to help me. Wear a mask, wash your hands, socially distance, and tell your parents and your grandparents to get vaccinated.
Man, the favorite part of my job is when I hit the sirens and go down the street. That's exciting, man. You just make a whole lot of noise. That is exciting. I feel like a kid when I hit the sirens and stuff like that. But the thing that you all can help us is don't play with matches. Okay, don't play with fire. Don't put anything in the electrical sockets. Make sure you notify your parents if you want to plug something up, if you want to unplug something, or if something's dangerous in your house. Tell your parents to make sure that they check their smoke detectors, change the batteries in there at least twice a year, okay? At least twice a year. And make sure, this is something that, since the parents are listening as well, this is something that's very important that most people don't understand. In any case of an emergency, make sure you have an exit plan in your house.
As a person with disabilities, sometimes it's hard to feel confident to raise my hand. Any advice from me or other kids with disabilities? Sometimes it's nervous to raise their hands, and I think it's important to push yourself and to believe in yourself, because even if you don't get the answer right, there's always the next question. And to encourage yourself now starting can feel really good and empowering.
Everybody on this call is rooting for you. Everybody on this call wants you to raise your hand and be confident.
Of course.
So next time you're nervous, I just want you to think about the fact that all the people watching right now are sending you love and strength, and know you can do it.
You seem to have a great relationship with your dad. Is your dad embarrassing in front of your dad?
I'm never embarrassing. She's always telling me that I'm embarrassing her in front of her friends. Always.
Yeah, I love my dad, but sometimes I'm on the phone with my friends and he walks in, he starts talking to me, and I'm like, okay, Dad, I'm on the phone. But yes, he embarrasses me sometimes, but that's normal.
I would never do it on purpose, though. Yeah, sometimes I embarrass her. I think that's part of my job. I think a little bit. So we want to thank you so much for joining us and for asking such excellent questions. We really love your questions. Thank you so much, and especially to the person with challenges who said that he or she is nervous when they ask questions. I want you to remember us, me and Alice and Winston, and we're going to be cheering you on next time you raise your hand. Please continue to participate in Bright Stars Bedtime Stories, presented by M&T Bank. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, and keep reading.